Hello YouTube. This will be as quick as I can get it all out there. Video on how to connect to an Itoh card to pull the logic off of a card and then per se put it on a new card. Or something similar to that with configuration from one device to another or even backups to a device. So I am directly connecting to this card. You will have to regardless unless you have the same IP maps basically every device, which would be rather weird. But you have to manually set your IP address to a static IP, and then in my case, I am set to 192.168.1.253. The device we are gonna look for, I will show you how to find it. So to find the device's IP address once you're connected to it, discovery or dialog discovery, select the IP list and click your IP of what the card's IP will be. Hit discover, discovery, and now you'll find it in this list. If you have, say, in production, a group of cards connected to one switch under different IP addresses, you will probably see all of them because normally you're using just your third group is a different IP, so 192.168.0, then 192.168.1. But in my case, I only have the one card. So if I select it, you will see a singular card. I am going to connect to 140. You can't do it here. This would be if you want to change the device's IP. Some cases you might need to do that. Say if, you're on, the card you just pulled out is .1 and you want it to be .0, you can change it here by just selecting them, the cards you want, and hitting right, or not cards, but card you want and hitting right. It'll change its IP address. But now we know it's node 140. Make a new project, expand it, devices, or device, right click, add, and we're going to type 140. And now we have device 140. So to pull the config and logic off of an old device, you want to click on properties and hit read. In my application, I don't have any motors connected, so for the sake of this and showing, I am going to change them both to NA so it doesn't show a fault indicator. Because if you were to go right now, you'll see it's faulted because I don't have any motors connected. NA is not attached, or not applicable, depending on use case. In this case, not attached. So I want it to be both motors not attached, motor A and motor B. So I'm going to write that. Reading and writing does not touch logic unless you are changing from a master to a slave or a slave to a master. So you can right click on the card you want and you can change it to a slave card and then select the master node, so a PLC. So in that case, it will not have any logic on the actual device. The PLC will have all the logic. And in master mode, the card has logic and can be controlled via remote or the remote inputs, or just run by itself as an independent device. In here, you can also change your networks and everything. All of this is copied when you hit read. So now we have read all the logic, or read the configs. Now we want to pull the logic file. In this one's case, if I go to dialog and information, it is called video. So I want to pull video from it. Open up properties, and this is the same as a PLC. So upload is taking it from the device and putting it on your computer, while download is taking it from your computer and putting it to the device. So I want video, so when I hit upload, Do you want to load video? Yes. Now, it's stupid. So you have to reopen your branch. And here is videos logic, which is just when sensor A is blocked, run motor A. So go back to properties. And we want to connect this logic goes to this motor card. You drop down and select video. And now you just said, okay, you don't have to write or read for that. If in most or let it load. So it already knows the file type or the project name. So if I hit read, it'll fill in that file field for you. You already have the logic on your device or your computer. It is annoying because you can only have, so you can edit this logic and it will be different on the device, or it can be different. You can have two devices with the same name but two different things of code. So it is a good idea to keep a like node-based naming unless you're not going to edit anything. And also if you are writing to the device, if you are downloading, most of the time, in most cases, you want to have logic backup selected. So if I download to the device right now with logic backup selected, I can now pull the logic with upload. If I do not have logic backup selected, I cannot get the logic from the device afterwards once the device restarts. So see, I can download the logic now or upload. But if I unselect logic backup and write it to the device, completed. Now if I try hitting upload, there's no logic to be loaded. You see that if I NA read, the logic is still physically on the device. You just can't pull it from the device. So it is 99% of the time a good idea to have logic backup selected unless you are really confident in your backup or you don't want someone pulling logic for some reason from a device. And also make sure if you pull it, you don't have to hit build because it'll already have been built. If you make a new logic file though, so this is just a blank logic file, you need to hit build logic or build or it will not let you upload. So if I go in right now and try to download, logic has not been built. I can spam download all day and night, it will not change. You have to hit build and that will check for any errors in your logic. Then you can write to the device. And it is just that simple. You can do a decent amount. So you think the network tab would be where you'd want to be for all of this. You do not. In fact, everything for most use cases is going to be in dialog. So you have the information. So is it connected? What its IP address is, the logic file on it, the build date, and lifetimes of stuff on it, and all that information. You can also jog them, including remote outputs. You cannot jog inputs. You can go to errors, which means you have to go down here and select the device itself, IP range, and that will give you every device that is in this device tree. So if I go up here and add 141, which is not actually a card I have hooked up, if I click, I close out that first, information, it will see, and it is not connected. And if I go to error information, it'll give you nothing. They say no errors even though they do not have motors connected because I have them set to NA. Some cases you may use that as you just have a card that's detecting sensors, not actually running rollers. You can do current monitor, auto download, and all this fun stuff here. But for the most part, you're just going to be using Discovery or Jog from what I've dealt with. You can also go online. Well, yeah. But if you see here, if I add something to it, you can do stuff like that where you see this change logic, but it's the same name. And you can force in here. You can remove forces. And also when you hit this, it will give you for IBE address, will be the entire list of devices that have the same logic or program name. You can have several different iterations of same logic, or of different logic, I should say, with the same name. But for now, that'll be the basics of connecting, pulling, and putting a new program on. I might make more videos on Itoh Dinky IBEX stuff, and there'll be a couple others in the future of things that I can't find on YouTube but know how to do. So, till next time, see you then.